What's going on, y'all? My name is Grayson Russell.
Hey, it's Presley Tunnett here.
Hey everybody, Robbie Johnson here.
This is Darian Lee.
Hey y'all, this is Billy Joe Jones.
My name is Rye Rivers.
Hi, I'm Chloe Styler, and you are listening to The Jay Franzi Show.
Be sure to enjoy it.
Thank y'all.
Welcome to The Jay Franzi Show, a behind-the-curtain look at the entertainment industry with insights you can't pay for and stories you've never heard. Now, here's your host, Jay Franzi and Tiffany Mason.
And we are coming at you live. I am Jay Franzi, and with me tonight, the Raws to my Frasier, my beautiful co-host, Miss Tiffany Mason.
Present.
If you are new to the show, this is your source for the latest news, reviews, and interviews. And if you'd like to join in, comment, or fire off any questions, please head over to jfranzi.com. All right, my friend, tonight we have a very special guest. I said it once, I will say it again. We have a very special guest. We have a country music recording artist hailing from the great state of North Carolina. We have Miss Lee Newton. Lee, my friend, thank you for joining us.
I'm glad to be here.
We are very excited for this. We look forward to talking with you tonight. But before we get started, can you just tell me what it was like working with Joe Bonsall?
Oh my gosh. I was just talking about him yesterday when I was in Nashville. There was no other feeling than getting to not only become friends with him, but when he said that he would record with me, and he made a video actually driving to the studio to record with me. When he walked in, he just automatically made it so special, gave me the biggest hug. And my little boy was there. His name is Cash, and he just talked little Cash and was so good to him. And he told me, he's like, I just want to make you shine. And I'm like, Joe, you're just so awesome. And we recorded, and after we got done, I looked at him. I'm like, well, how much do I owe you, Joe? And he's like, you don't owe me a dime. And he just hugged my neck so big, and we texted up until about 3 weeks before he passed, and it broke my heart. It really did when he passed. Good man, good man. Well, he told me when I'd asked him to record with me on my gospel album at the studio, he's like, you know what? He said, nobody's ever asked me to record with them without the Oaks. So I think I've got the only duet recording with him by himself, which is very, I will cherish that and the memories for the rest of my life. So,
yeah, he's a great guy. He was a funny guy.
Yeah.
All right. Well, we're here to talk about you, though. I want to put the spotlight on you tonight. What is your most recent single?
My recent single is Silver Thread and Golden Needles. That is with the amazing Georgette Jones, Tammy Wynette, George Jones's daughter, and Heidi Parton, which is Dolly Parton's niece. And it is so amazing. And I'm so proud and honored to even get to work with those ladies. I've had the opportunity to work with a lot of amazing people. And with those two, we've become very close, and a really great friendship has come from this that I think will last throughout our lives. So it was very special recording with them.
How did you meet them in the first place? How did they come together?
Well, I decided that I grew up listening to Tammy and Loretta, and Dolly, all of them, and so I've always wanted to do that song. I've always loved it. So it came to me, I wanted to do it and include it on this album. And so I was like, the first person I thought about doing it with was Georgette. And I had never met Georgette before. And I told my husband that I wanted to do it. And so like 2 weeks later, I'm in Nashville doing an interview. And I'm sitting out there before I go in. And who walks out? Georgette Jones. Like meant to be, like getting to meet her. And so she walks out, we get our picture made, and we instantly just started talking. And I told her, I was like, I said, I've been wanting to do this project. And I said, I actually just was talking about you. And she's like, well, here's my number, call me, and we'll talk about it. So we instantly just hit it off. And she listened to my music, my songs. And she says, I really want to be on this. She said, I think it'd just be amazing to get to honor the Honky Tonk Angels and my mom and stuff. And so when it came time to reach out to another person, I'm like racking my brain, and all of a sudden Heidi Parton come to my mind. I'm like, that's it. So I reached out to her, and she wrote me back, and she's like, I would love to. She said, I've always wanted to do something of Aunt Dolly's, and she said, I'm in. And so we recorded it, and it was just pure magic when our voices come together.
I love the fact that you say I just reached out to her.
I know. I was going to say, so Jay is like very familiar with the, songwriter, recording, producing circle or whatever. I am not. And so how does this happen? Like, how do you just know about Heidi Parton, and how do you just know about Georgette? I mean, how do you know them? How did that person come to mind for you?
Well, see, I've been in the music business for years, but for the past 6 years, when I started writing my songs, going to Nashville, and I have been really surrounded by amazing people that are in Nashville. They have really, when they say that you need a good group of people around you, I have got that. I've got the most amazing group of people and friends, and those friends know friends, and I've ended up with a great group of friends, and Georgette was one of them. And I had followed her on there, and of course I knew her mom and dad. I mean, she stands by herself. She is super amazing. I love her voice. Yes, she has qualities that sound like both her mom and dad, I think, but she has own unique sound, and I love that about her, and I love her heart. Automatically, she was the first one. I love working with strong, independent women like that just, and I really wanted to work with her. So that was where that came from. Heidi, I had never met her, but I had been on the same interview. Like, there was 2 other people that was on this interview, and they had put it out like 4 years ago, and that's the first time I had seen Heidi. But she just released her new album Reflections, and I'd been listening to it, so I already had her in my brain. It came about, and that's kind of how my whole 5-6 years have been. You talk about reaching out, it's just kind of like something will hit my brain. I'm like, okay, and I'm gonna reach out. If if they say yes, it's amazing. If it's not, then it's not meant to be right now. So
yeah, wow, that's impressive.
With Joe, I mean, we had met on Twitter or X or whatever you want to call it. And he had wrote me and said, Lee, I just wanted to let you know, I am so impressed with your social media and how you present yourself. And he said he actually had shared one of my posts to a big magazine and had said, this is one to watch for the next year, which I'm sitting there freaking out. Like, I'm just a little girl from Canton, North Carolina, I'm like, oh my gosh, is this real? Like, I'm checking to make sure it's the right person. But something told me, like, reach out to him and just ask him. The worst thing they could do is say no, and you've not lost anything. So maybe he liked my gutsy move. He wrote me back and gave me his number and had me send over the track.
I think it's funny how he lived on Twitter.
Yeah, him and Barney.
So when you got the yeses, how did that make you feel?
Oh, man, I was doing the happy dance. Every time that something like that's happened to me, it's almost hard to believe. And I have people in Nashville all around. It's like, man, how are you doing this? Because, I mean, I have had the opportunity to collaborate with Pam Tellis, Leona Williams, Leroy Parnell, and on my gospel album, I had Rhonda Vincent and Ben Isaacs and Deborah Allen and T. Graham Brown. And I mean, so that's just who I've been able to record with. And that was me reaching out to them and asking them. And it's like, I sit back sometimes, I'm like, wow, like, I can't believe that, for one, that they would want to record with me. I mean, I just take that as such a huge honor. And then I go into the studio going, oh my gosh, I hope that I'm proud, because I mean, they're like huge and amazing and talented.
but so are you.
Yeah, well, thank you.
So when you're reaching out to them, are you doing it through social media or are you doing it through their contacts?
No, through social media.
She just, yep, social media.
Now, granted, with like T. Graham, I had done a show with him, and I've been blessed. Oh my God, I have been so blessed to get to open for so many amazing icons and legends. I mean, Ronnie McDowell, Ronnie Millsap, Randy Travis, the Gatlin brothers, T. Graham Brown, T.G. Shepherd, Diamond Rio, the Oak Ridge Boys. I got to open for the Oak Ridge Boys in December. I've been able to be around people, and then I just took those opportunities. And like T. Graham, he had made a video for my first album and said, "Hey, on your next album, buddy." He called me buddy. He's like, "I want to be on your album." And I'm like,
how cool.
I'm like, "Okay, T, you said you're just going to be on my next album. Okay, we're going to do
time.
It." Honey, because we recorded Precious Lord, Take My Hand. And of course, we did a very bluesy version of it because it's T. Graham Brown, and I love blues too. And so we're driving around Nashville, and him and Sheila and myself and my husband, and we're trying to find the perfect place to do a picture for our cover art. And we're driving around, trying to figure it out. And we pull into this church in Nashville. And you might know it. I don't know exactly whereabouts it was at, but there is a huge hand with a hand like it's a sculpture reaching down, trying to grab the other hand, but it's huge. Like, okay, Precious Lord, take my hand. This is where our picture got out and done our picture for our cover art. And it was just beautiful. I mean, you couldn't have found a better place for it. But him and Sheila are super amazing.
Sounds like a lot of divine intervention for you.
There's just so many things, great things. I think that I've always been in music my whole life, but I've had to take some breaks and, do this and that. And then I've always come back to music. I mean, it's in my blood. I love it, and
yeah.
But I think now maybe God was making me go through different things to be able to write stuff and live and experiences. And then these past 6 years have just been incredible. There's no other words to describe it.
Well, I know it's been recorded by other artists over the years. How does it feel to add your voice to that legacy, like to be one of the people who have covered it?
Yeah, I mean, just even having my name even mentioned with any of the people that have recorded, and there have been so many that have recorded that song. The main one was Wanda Jackson. I didn't plan it this way, but it fell on the 70th anniversary of when Wanda Jackson recorded this song.
No way.
Yeah. And we released it, of course, on Dolly's birthday. So it was just a lot of cool things that was in with that. But we wanted to honor what all the other people have done. We didn't want to take away from anything like that. We wanted to honor that, but we wanted to do our version. I believe that we did that because it's got more of a kind of a rockabilly sound, like Linda Ronstadt, maybe mixed in with a lot of steel guitar and fiddle. And I did want to add the second verse the way Wanda Jackson did. She had a second verse in there, and nobody else that I had heard of has ever put that verse in there. They've only just sang the chorus over and over. So we did that, and I really wanted the girls, all of us, to have the same amount of time to where our voices shined. It wasn't just one person and then our harmonies. I think that it really just turned out so amazing.
What was it that you enjoyed the most about working with the two of them when you were in the studio?
Oh man, just making the memories, like just all the texts back and forth and seeing them get so excited. And acting like me, being so excited. That was probably the greatest, because it just showed me that they love what they do just like I do. And I think that with all three of us being our personalities the way it was, I mean, neither one of them, acted like they were up here, or, oh, my mama's this, or, oh, my aunt's. It was never nothing like that. And they treated me so great, like I was just equal with them. So that was probably my favorite, just building that friendship. And of course, I mean, the music, but building the friendship, because I'm getting ready to open for Diamond Rio, and nobody don't know this until they watch this show, but Georgette is coming in from Alabama.
Fun.
And so the very last song of my set, I'm going to introduce him so the crowd will get to see us perform it live for the first time. So excited. And then 2 weeks later, I'm opening up for Confederate Railroad, and then I'm opening up for Shenandoah.
You got a few things going on.
I got a few things going, yeah. A little bit busy.
So when you're living your dream and you're in the studio recording with these guys, describe the relationship in the studio.
Well, we didn't get to record all together in the same studio. So,
Aww.
no, I know. But we were working towards a video that we're going to try to recreate the one that Tammy and Dolly and Loretta did. But yeah, I mean, getting to not get in the studio, that was hard, but going back and forth and sending the tracks here and they'd send videos of them being in the studio. And I mean, so we try to make it as intimate as possible that we got to be together. It is what it is. Sometimes you get to do it in the studio, and sometimes the way their schedules are, it's just hard. Kent Wells, Dolly's producer, he had recorded my last album. Loved working with him. He is just super talented and amazing too. But all my other ones I had recorded at Omni Studios.
Yeah, took it down, yeah.
Oh, it broke my heart. That was another because so many memories of being in that studio recording, seeing it all tore down. It was sad.
Yeah, my office was literally right around the corner from it.
Ah, I was there a lot.
That's where I met my wife.
Oh.
You say that. Oh.
Where is the studio that you recorded in for this song? Where is that one? Is it by Music Row or it's no?
No, it used to be across from Omni, and it's Earlene Mandrell, one of the Mandrell sisters. Her husband, I had spoke with him actually at the interview that I did with Georgette, that same interview, and he was like, "Oh my gosh, I want to record y'all when you do it." I'm like, "Okay, we're going to do it." You here when everything happens. So he's over, and I think it's in Berry Hill.
Berry Hill, yep.
Is that right? Yeah.
So how much involvement did you have in the studio when you were recording the track?
Oh, full involvement. Like, I am one of those people that I love the whole process. I mean, I know this is a cover song, but if it's from a song, even when I write it, going to the studio, the visual of the art, I do the photos, I do the videos. I love working hands-on with everything, the way it sounds. I love being in control of it, not in a bad way. Because I will tell you, I mean, I love hearing their input, and I love that the producers I work with and have worked with, they have been so great about listening to my vision and knowing what I like and the sounds that I love. Because I do love that traditional country, but I do have that little bit of a twist. I'm a little, not a rocker, but I love Southern rock, and I love blues. I mean, that's just kind of my thing. So yeah, but I love being hands-on.
You mentioned the producers you get to work with. What was it like working with Bill McDermott?
Oh my gosh. Bill, I'm working with him on my newest album called Beautifully Undone. And Bill did my first 3 albums. And so me and Bill have a very close, tight relationship. I love Bill, and he gets me because he was the very first producer that I ever went with. And so he has watched me grow. And, I went with Kent Wells on my last one, and it was just to kind of maybe just have a different sound and just to challenge me a little bit. But Bill, he is just super amazing. I love Bill.
Did Bill assemble the team of musicians?
Yes. Yeah. He always gets all the musicians. And it's crazy because some musicians that I've worked with Bill have carried over
right.
Kent's, and then of course that Nashville sound when I recorded there, I'm like, hey, I know you. What was really crazy is on Silver Threads, I had been in Hiawassee that weekend prior to going to Nashville to record, and there was Travis Tritt. Well, I'm backstage and stuff, And of course I was talking to everybody and stuff. And I don't think I met the steel player. And I get to Nashville and I'm in the studio and him and we ended up talking and he's like, yeah, I just came from Hiawassee. And I was like, wait a minute, I was in Hiawassee. And he was like, yeah, I'm Travis's steel player. And I'm like, no. I was like, I was just there. But he played on, because Kyle Everson, he played on Silver Thread. So, it was super, super cool. But it's amazing at how many people that you meet, and they're so flipping mega talented. I mean, they just come in there and they bring magic and they bring your songs to life. And it's like, they're just beautiful, beautiful.
Well, you also had Chris Lusinger on that session.
Yep.
So, again, what was it like working with Chris?
Chris was absolutely phenomenal. And I actually recorded 3 songs there. Every song that he did, wow. I would just sit there watching him build because, we'd do the scratch track. Instead of going out to there, I sat in the room and looked out at Chris while he was playing, and he would add this and then he'd go back and do this extra over top of it and he'd add, and I'm like, wow, that's so beautiful. Like, oh my God. And just to think at all the people he has played with, like, Garth, I mean, he's played on all those songs, and it's like he's playing on these songs, mine. It's super cool. But he was telling me, I think after every session he did with Garth, the guitar that he used in the studio, Garth would buy that guitar.
Oh my goodness.
That was kind of neat to hear. I thought that was pretty neat.
He's got all sorts of stories about Garth. He's a previous guest of the show as well.
Really?
So he was on here and he was telling all the stories about Garth. It's definitely, if you have not checked out that episode, it's worth checking out. But as you mentioned, not only did he play on all of Garth's records, because he met Garth in the early days before Garth was Garth. And he's not only gone in the studio, but he's gone on the road with him. So, I mean, he's been Garth's road guitar player for the entire time as well.
Like, the way he even would compliment me and make me, he was just like, I'm like, wow, like, thank you so much. Like, I know who you've been around and you've heard. But he made it so easy in the studio. And
so soft-spoken. Just a nice guy.
So sweet. And even after that, we become Facebook friends and sending each other messages. And I would send him like the takes of the song, and he'd be like so excited. And he's like, oh man, they sound so great. And I'm like, yeah, well, thank you.
You're the one that made them sound great.
Yeah. So yeah, I've had the opportunity to work with a lot of great musicians too.
There's nothing cooler than being a fan of country music and then finding out that, there's this tight-knit community, that y'all are helping each other out and y'all are doing each other solids and, really supporting one another. And then somebody as accomplished as Chris just comes in and he's just the same as you guys, puts his pants on one leg at a time and treats y'all like that.
He actually puts his pants on 2 legs at a time.
2 legs at a time. Wow. Yeah. So you guys share like inside secrets how you're even getting dressed.
Well, I'll leave it there. He's a nice guy. Let's just leave it at that. He's just a nice guy. All right. So you went in the studio. You had an opportunity to work with some of the people you looked up to, the people that you wanted to meet. You had the opportunity to go in the studio and work with great producers and, as we mentioned, great musicians. Now that it's complete, what do you want to do with it? What's the next step?
Oh man, get it to as many ears as possible. It's always been, that's the whole hope of when you write songs, and you want as many people to hear it. And I want to be able to perform it, and I want to be able to meet people, more people out on the road. I love getting to meet people. I don't care where it's at a show, if I stop at a rest area, a gas station.
Lee, why this song? Are there like specific lyrics that stick out to you? How did this song get chosen among any of the songs that you could have recreated?
Well, I think with this one, it's such like an anthem. I've had heartbreak before, and I've had a relationship where they treated me bad, and then trying to suck up and make up, and and I guess this one's just kind of like, no. Whatever you do, it ain't gonna work. You can't mend no heart with no silver thread and golden needles, trying to be a certain way and then treat me a certain way. So I guess I've always just liked it because of gutsiness of it, I guess, and just kind of like take that, because it's not like poor pitiful me. That's the one thing I don't like, the poor pitiful me. I like, at least even in my songwriting, I like turning them out. It might start poor pitiful me, but I turn them around to where you're not just sitting there like,
So don't cross you.
No. Not that bad. I'll just say I'll write a song about you.
Okay,
fair.
Taylor, relax.
That feels fair.
But that's the one thing about songwriting, is because you get to put your feelings out there. I mean, some are more deeper than others, and that's what you have to do when you're a songwriter. I mean, you put it all out there, but the reward of it is so amazing when you see it come full circle and you see how it affects people. Okay, that's why I do what I do. I want to keep continuing to make great music and be able to keep performing and meeting people, because I love to sing. I've loved it ever since I was knee-high to a grasshopper, and the first time I ever got to perform live on a stage when I was 14 years old, I sang a Lori Morgan song, and I knew right then and there was nothing else that could touch that feeling. There was nothing else. Like I knew right then that's what I wanted to be.
So how are you going to perform this song live?
Well, I will just, of course, I perform it by myself a lot of times because Georgette and Heidi will not be there. But I've already got it included in my set list to perform on my, for Shenandoah and the upcoming shows. So I will
you just do it solo.
I will do it solo. It's just on certain ones like that where they are there, I'll get to actually bring them out, which will be very special. Very special.
Have you had any reaction to the song so far?
Oh my gosh, yeah. People have sent me messages. It's getting played everywhere. People are just picking it up, loving it. I was just eating breakfast on the way to Nashville and spoke with, and it was crazy because it's one of the DJs from my hometown. He walked down, he was like, and it's always hard to get them to play it in your hometown, I don't know why, but something about being in your hometown. He sent me a text like, I was walking out of the Lunchbox Cafe, whistling Silver Thread and Golden Needles. He said, send me every bit of it. I want to play it, So that was pretty cool.
Well, it's got to be pretty fun because it's been recorded multiple times. So people know the song. And nothing's better than when an oldie but a goodie gets recreated and then it just infuses new life into that song again.
Yeah, and and that's my hope. I hope that people that have heard it, I hope that they fall in love with it again and fall in love with our version of it. But then I hope, okay, well, if nobody hasn't heard it and they hear our version, it turns them on to not only our version, but all the other amazing people that have recorded it before. And how many genres of music have recorded this song. But I will tell you something really cool that I did in my 20s. I actually got to go and sing with 3 original members of Lynyrd Skynyrd in New York City for like 2 shows. So that right there was the first time that this small town girl got to get on an airplane.
Oh.
And I got to stand in between the original Honkettes, Leslie Hawkins and JoJo Billingsley and Artemis Pyle, and I got to meet Ed King. And I actually was in the middle, and I sang the part that Cassie Gaines sang. So that was so amazing. And hearing all their stories, and JoJo, me and her hung out a lot during that time, and they had done some interviews with Spin Magazine and Melting Pot, and we actually did this thing where they pulled the General Lee. Now this is in Manhattan. Bells of Hay there, and we're all up there singing, and just being next to JoJo was super amazing. And we got back to our hotel room, and we were going up in the elevator, and I'll never forget it because we started singing Proud Mary together. And that was just I always remember that, and all the stories that they told me about how she got started with Skinner, just all kinds of cool things. And then they even come into my hotel room and they were talking about how I had everything like in its perfect place. And they were talking about how that's how Cassie Gaines did.
Oh,
Yeah, Tiffany, that's what all the cool kids do.
Yeah.
all the cool kids are very organized.
Yes, of course they are.
But now, as much as I travel and I go and I'm like, yeah, you don't want to see my hotel room now. Back then, I was all cool and I was like, oh my gosh, I'm in New York, and I'm fitting everything up right, really cool. And now I'm just like opening up a suitcase and being like, oh my gosh, I'm finally here at the hotel.
What was the craziest thing that went on during those shows?
Oh my gosh. Well, I'll tell you this one story. So we were in the tour bus and we're going from Long Island into Manhattan. And I don't know because it's been a long time ago, but there's like I guess you can go underneath like a bridge, like to go somewhere. Well, anyway, the cops had stopped us. Back years ago, I used to smoke and they wouldn't let me smoke on the tour bus. But they would all go back in the very back and do something else. Billy Nelson back there. And we got stopped. And I remember them coming up to there going, light up a cigarette, Lee, light up a cigarette. But the tour manager was an he had retired from the NYPD, and it was not long after 9/11. And he knew, I guess, or he talked to him out there, and we ended up going through. But that was like pretty cool. And getting to see they took me to see the Statue of Liberty for the first time, and I cried. We pulled the tour bus like over the thing and got out, and all of us were standing there, and that was super amazing. That was pretty
First
cool.
time I saw the Statue of Liberty, I was just with my mom and my dad.
Oh, really? But that was
No
sweet.
rock band. Lee, it sounds like you have kind of had the best of both worlds. Like you've got to rub elbows with all these people that you look up to. You've got to create the music. You've got to release the albums, but you haven't had to deal with like the paparazzi or becoming so famous that like you can't go to dinner or you can't go to the store and grab something quick. There's probably a pretty good balance there. You talk about being blessed. I mean, I think you are the epitome of being blessed.
I told my husband the other day, I was on a radio interview and I said, I can't go to the grocery store now because I was just on this radio interview and they will recognize my voice.
Yeah.
They're going to know me. I can't go in. They're going to know. No, I'm just kidding. But it's true though. I mean, and the people that do recognize me in any way, it's flattering, it's sweet and stuff, but it's nothing on that scale. And I love living here in North Carolina because I feel like that keeps me grounded in my roots. And I get to, and I don't know, and I don't really listen to a lot of the new stuff that's on radio. And it's not because I don't like it. It's just because I don't want anything to influence my songwriting. I listen to a lot of I listen to the 50s and I listen to everything, but I will not turn on the radio and really listen to a lot of stuff now because I don't want anything to influence me. But yeah, I mean, I'm a hands-on mom. I volunteer a lot. I volunteer a lot with the veterans. They made me an honorary member of the Marine Corps League, work with Music Amplifies for the kids. I mean, anytime I can give back, I feel like God gave me this gift and I share it with people, and I know that God blesses me and he keeps me going forward in this journey. And I know that the songs that he gives me is meant to be heard by people that might need them. So, yeah.
All right. You just mentioned being a parent. What does your son think about you being an artist? And how excited does he get when he gets to go backstage and meet people, or does he at all?
Well, he's always grew up in this as far as me singing and writing, and his name's Cash. He was named after Johnny Cash, and he is a cool dude. I mean, like he and everybody knows him. Like when I opened up for the Oak Ridge Boys, William Lee comes out there and he's like, "Hey, Cash, I see you on your mother's Facebook page," And he's been out there with Randy Travis and Deborah Allen's, in the studio taking pictures with him and pinching his cheeks, And at first, I kept saying, "Cash, one day you're going to realize how many legends you've got to be around."
You're going to realize just what's truly going on here.
Yeah.
You see Riley commenting on a post of you at school, Miss Harper Valley PTA is Ash, I'm like, this is insane. And
How old is he?
he's almost 10 years old. And I think he knows these people because he hears me talk about them all the time. And we went, I'll tell you, this is how much he knows, like, the importance of certain things. We were at the Opry. We were backstage, and the other half of the show, we was in the front row, and he got to go up on the stage and sing with Riders in the Sky.
Cool.
He comes off the stage. It was for their Christmas show, and he sang Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer, but it was on the Opry. And he gets off the stage, and after, like, he was jumping up and down. I sang on the Grand Ole Opry. I sang on the Grand Ole Opry. And he knows the importance.
Do you think that he had that same feeling that you had at 14?
Oh, I sure hope so. I truly do. I know that he loves music, and he loves entertaining. He loves comedy. He loves inventing things. He's going to be in some sort of entertainment / something. I just know it. I feel it. Because he's just so great.
Well, I asked you that question because my daughter, I have 3 daughters, but my middle daughter is roughly the same age. She's 11. And she's the only one that'll go to see shows with me. So she goes to all the shows that I get to go to. And she actually got to go backstage and meet William Lee Golden as well. He was super nice to her. I've told the story to Miss Tiffany before that we were backstage and we were saying hi to him and everything was great. And then he started to walk on stage to perform. And he stopped and walked back to my daughter and told her, he said, "Look, I know you don't know who I am, but I can't thank you enough for giving me the chance and for you coming here to see me perform tonight." And then he turned around late now to walk out and perform. And then my daughter and I, we stood in front of house and watched the show. So not only does she not realize what it's like to be backstage and get to talk to somebody like that, but then to stand in front of house to watch a show. And then we did the same thing with Brooks and Dunn and a few others. And she just gets all this special treatment. And I can't take her to a normal performance now for anything. You can't just go sit in the crowd. Everything's going to be a big deal.
Oh, that's awesome. That's something that she'll never forget. She's never going to forget that. And that, how cool is that of William? Man, that's William Lee Golden. That's the Oak Ridge Boys. That's how cool they are.
As nice as could be.
Do Georgette and Heidi have kids? I was thinking that was maybe one of the planes that you guys had connected on.
Yeah, I mean, of course, we have, but we've really not discussed kids or anything.
Wow.
I mean, it's all been pretty much business as far as singing. It's been what we're going to wear.
It's an important question, man.
That's important. I mean, they're like, what are we going to wear for the show? We haven't figured it out yet, but yeah, it's not really. I mean, we've not got a chance to really hang out. I'm hoping that at this show we're going to get more time to get to hang out. Pretty excited about that.
Does Cash realize that you're a rock star?
He tells me I am. It's so sweet. He does. He'll go and he'll be, especially when somebody talks to me or says something, he'll go, "See, Mama, you're famous." And I'm like, "Okay, famous." He's like, "Yes, you are famous. You're famous, Mama." I'm like, "Well, I'm not, Cash." And he'll say it to everybody, and I'm like.
Does he know he's named after Johnny Cash?
He does. And my husband and I had my CD release party at Johnny Cash Farm in Bon Aqua.
Cool.
It was super amazing. I actually had Grayson, the one that played on Talladega Nights.
Yeah, Grayson Russell.
Yes.
Yes. He was at a CD release party, and him and I went down to the other part and actually sang Jackson together. It was so cool.
So cool. Yeah, he's been on the show.
Yeah, he's super amazing. And then, so fast forward, and my husband, we've been married for almost 3 years now. This June will be 3 years. And we got married at the Johnny Cash Farm.
Oh, wow.
They had the convertible red Cadillac that had an Elvis tag or plate. Our preacher was an Elvis impersonator, and we had like over 500 people at our wedding. And we had moonshiners. We had people from England and China, and it was insane. We had a band there. Me and my husband sang together. It was just super amazing.
Lee, is your husband in the music industry, or is he like a banker or something?
No, not a banker. No, he has got long blonde hair like me. He looks like, he kind of looks like Dwayne Allman, I swear. But he has long blonde hair, and he sings, and he actually had a record deal back in the day, and his producer was Hank Cochran. If you're familiar with Mr. Hank Cochran, and so he was on the road with Merle Haggard and Charlie Daniels and Waylon and all of them. He got to hang out with them when he was
cool.
young. So he had a lot of stuff. Like he's done a lot of stuff, and so he just released his album a couple years ago, and him and I have done duets together as well. So we've done great. So he's actually on the road now. He actually drives too. Like he just got off the road with Ella Langley, and now he's on the road with Stephen Curtis Chapman.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Good for him.
Yeah.
It sounds like he's played, different roles in the music industry. So that's nice.
Yeah, he sure has.
Is he driving buses or trucks?
Buses. Yep, he does the buses. And we actually have the Super Chief bus, which we actually own Merle Haggard's bus. Yeah, so it's actually in California getting painted now.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Miss Lee, before we start wrapping this up here, you've got a shelf of awards behind you. What kind of awards are back there?
Oh, my gosh. They've been for Album of the Year, EP of the Year. I've won for Traditional Country Female Artist of the Year. And then this one right here, I just won that one in Jacksonville, Florida at the Holiday Music Awards for my Christmas song. I won Best Country Christmas Song for Christmas Moon. It was so cool because the people who gave me my award was the guy who played Jack Devereaux on The Days of Our Lives.
Oh my gosh.
Barney Fife's daughter.
What a combination.
She was so cool. I'm like, Don Knotts' daughter gave me the awards. That was pretty cool. And then I've got even a Lifetime Achievement Award from Bakersfield Country Music Awards. That's kind of pretty cool.
It's very cool.
Yeah. So, but as far as like the other ones with the albums, I've been recognized as far as the EP albums and my albums for being for traditional country, and that just means so much. Just to even be recognized, because that's your whole project. That's your songwriting, it's everything. The whole creative process.
Well, as we mentioned, your awards is probably a good segue to this. We do this thing here we call Unsung Heroes, where we take a moment to shine the light on somebody who's worked behind the scenes or somebody who may have supported you along the way. Do you have somebody you would like to shine a little light on?
Oh my gosh. The Marine Corps League that's in Forest City, they have, for 6 years, they have literally just been such a shining light for me. Just hearing their stories, and they've always let me come and sing my songs for them. And I thank the world of those guys and everything that they've sacrificed and done over their years, and they're veterans, and I just love them so much. So I give a huge shout out to them.
That's awesome. Well, on that note, we have done it. We have reached the top of the hour, which does mean we have reached the end of the show. If you've enjoyed the show, please tell a friend, and Miss Tiffany, if you have not.
Tell two.
Miss Lee, we cannot thank you enough for joining us tonight, and we would like to leave the final words to you.
Oh man, final words. Well, just thank you guys for tuning in and listening to my story and about music and motherhood and just everything. I mean, because it just means a lot to me to be able to continue to get to sing and perform for you guys. So just check out my music, LeeNewtonOfficial.com, and my books. I have books on Amazon. A bunch of books. So yeah.
He's your PR firm.
I was going to say.
He is my PR. So.
That's awesome. On that note, have a good night.
Thank you.
Thanks for listening to The Jay Franzi Show. Make sure you visit us at jfranzi.com. Follow, connect, and say hello. This episode has been brought to you by VR Knives, your source for 100% custom knives made by a true rock star. So, if you're in the market for a new piece of art, reach out to VR Knives. 407-421-5528. 407-421-5528.